Most of us weren't taught how to handle our emotions. We were taught how to hide them. And then we wonder why our relationships feel disconnected. Showing emotion isn't the problem. Not knowing how to show it is. Emotions are often framed either directly or indirectly as inconvenient, dramatic, or even sometimes weak. Most people grew up learning that love equals stability, not emotional openness. And when it comes to emotions, they learned that emotion equals something you deal with alone. Over time, emotional suppression becomes a habit, not a choice. So why do people fear showing their emotions? It's due to the fear of being judged, misunderstood, or rejected. I can personally relate to all three of these. I'm someone who wears my heart on my sleeve. So when I'm being emotional or vulnerable, I'm also in that same moment wondering how other people are perceiving me. So it's that fear that emotion will overwhelm others or push people away or even make you seem needy. For some people, showing emotion in the past led to dismissal, conflict, or emotional abandonment. What happens when we let this fear consume us? Well, suppressed emotions don't vanish, they transform. Some common outcomes are emotional numbness, defensiveness during a conflict, or shutting down instead of engaging. If you have a partner, they might start thinking, I don't know what you're feeling, or I can't reach you. This is how emotional disconnection quietly forms in a relationship. So now we know why emotions are important. So let's clearly define the difference between expression and dumping. So healthy expression should be clear, grounded, and accountable, whereas emotional dumping is reactive, unregulated, and blaming of others. Healthy emotional expression sounds like this. I feel hurt by this. I'm struggling and need space. This matters to me, even if I don't have the words yet. It's not about being perfect, and that's why emotional regulation is a true skill. Emotional regulation doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means noticing your emotions early, slowing yourself down, and responding instead of reacting. Showing emotional regulation builds trust. Avoiding emotion erodes it. When you are able to be vulnerable with someone, it creates safety, not chaos. When emotions are shared calmly, people feel closer, not burdened. Conflict becomes collaborative instead of adversarial. Vulnerability says, I trust you with this. I'm not trying to win, I'm trying to connect. To have real intimacy, it requires emotional risk. What happens when we avoid our emotions? Well, avoidance is often a survival strategy. Emotional shutdown usually starts as protection. If I don't feel, I won't get hurt. Over time, protection becomes isolation. You stay safe, but alone. Emotions are data, not weakness. Every emotion carries information. Sadness might equal a loss or an unmet need. Anger means that a boundary has been violated, and fear means a perceived threat. Ignoring emotions doesn't make them disappear. It makes them louder later. Listening to emotions allows for conscious choices. So what does having emotional strength actually look like? Being honest without attacking. Allowing discomfort without fleeing. Emotional strength can be you saying, I don't understand this feeling yet, or I'm working through something. Emotional strength is all about consistency, not control. When it comes to relationships, it's important to keep in mind that partners don't need perfection. They need access. Emotional openness prevents resentment buildup, reduces misinterpretation, and creates repair instead of rupture. Many relationships fail not because of too much emotion, but because of too little shared emotion. For a long time, I thought the issue was showing emotion. But looking back, I didn't express emotions in a calm or regulated way. When emotions came up, I was often defensive. Instead of listening, I explained, justified, or shut things down. My wife did express how she felt. Over time, those expressions were met with defensiveness instead of safety. And eventually, she stopped expressing and started suppressing. And that's where resentment quietly grew. So the issue wasn't too much emotion. It was emotion without regulation, and my defensiveness made it unsafe for her to keep being open. I've had to learn that emotional maturity isn't just about speaking your feelings. It's about creating space for someone else's feelings without needing to protect yourself. Showing emotion doesn't make you weak. Avoiding emotion doesn't make you strong. The goal isn't to feel less. is to feel better. I hope you feel more confident expressing yourself and showing your emotions. I will see you on the next video.